Welcome to a special edition of Ghana Diaspora Voice, the show that aims to keep the diaspora conversation in focus. My name is Africanus Anna. Branding itself as gateway to Africa and stabilized democracy in West Africa, Ghana still faces challenges in the area of governance and other strategic sectors within the state apparatus. And there has been recent corruption allegation against Parliament as a body, and it looks as though the image of Parliament is heavily dented, and for that matter, need to build the confidence to earn the goodwill of the populace. Joining me on the show is Honorable Osei, Ghana's leading opposition member of Parliament for Subim in Kumasi, and the ranking member for Trade, Industry and Tourism Committee, and chair of the party's sector committee. Welcome, Honorable Osei.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the show. Honorable, to be honest with you, there is a greater concern, particularly with people who have been on my show, about corruption in Parliament.
Yeah.
What are your personal views?
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think it's a question of corruption in Parliament. Well, to be very honest with you, since 2008, when I became a parliamentarian, I have never spoken on the floor of Parliament because somebody has asked me to. I've spoken as a matter of conviction. And I have not seen any situation where parliamentarians have been bribed to take certain positions. I'm concerned about corruption in the country, the endemic corruption, the systemic corruption, which makes it difficult for us to find the money to do the things that the country needs. You see, corruption is dangerous because it takes money which otherwise would have been used for development.
That's right.
Away from the public.
It costs us more to be corrupt.
It certainly costs us a great deal. And I think that in the previous government put in place the institutions and the regulatory framework to deal with corruption. We have bastardized, for example, the Public Procurement Act, because since 2009, sole sourcing has become the order of the day. When in fact we can get value for money when actually we tender. There are certain areas, like chemicals and certain fine engineering areas where sole sourcing may be the only way to procure a particular commodity or service. If somebody has expertise which nobody has, then of course I'm sure the PPA will give the opportunity for that agency to go by sole sourcing. But sole sourcing cannot be the norm, because the only way we can get value is through competitive bidding, international or local, to allow
Reflective.
Yes, everybody.
Competitive.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, competitive bidding, not just of the restricted type, but open competitive bidding.
Transparency.
Absolutely. Transparency. When it's transparent and somebody emerges as the winner, so be it. That way, I'm sure that the country will save lots of money. The government has indicated that they are going to bring this public procurement law. They are taking a second look at it. I know the NPP has said that they will definitely review the public procurement law to make it difficult for people to use sole sourcing, especially where there are alternatives. So that's one way. That's one way of looking at it. But I think the whole country is concerned because people know we are not getting value for money. Whether we are buying Embraer planes from Brazil, where we have been very concerned about. There are so many instances that I think people in Parliament, the parliamentarians, have made the point that maybe there's a lot of fat which ought to be cut out to save money for the country. And all of us are engaged in this exercise. And I think those of you in the diaspora, if the government is going to buy a plane, everybody knows the basic price, because you can get it on the net, you can get it from the companies. I think you should also add your voice. But here I've seen that the argument has always been those in the NDC are always for the government, and those in the MPP are always against the government. It should not be like that. It should be on a matter of principle. And I know there's a group of parliamentarians in Parliament who have always argued on the basis of principle. And I count myself among them now.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming on the show.